We are now here in one of the biggest weekend ever in all of the wrestling industry, and that is WrestleMania weekend. Especially for WWE, it's a big event, a week-long event, you could say, or weekend, or whichever the case would be. But there's one brand that is actually gonna be putting a top tier show before one of the biggest event of them all. And I'm talking about NXT Stand and Deliver. So today's video, this is obviously the prediction video for NXT Stand and Deliver, and I'm really looking forward to it because as y'all know, I am going to be in Philadelphia, and of course, I'm going to be there live, so I'm super excited. So I'm recording this on a Wednesday morning, which this is pre-recorded because by the time the video is up, I'm already in Philly enjoying my time. Before I get everything started, hi, how are you doing? I'm your girl Sienna Chanel, or SC for short. If you're new to this channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notification of when I'll be dropping new videos in a long forum or even on a YouTube shorts. Also, make sure to like this video, comment, and share it as well. And also, I just want to say is today's sponsor, of course, is good old SeatGeek. Take it away, bestie. Today's sponsorship of this video is brought to you by SeatGeek. So I know there's going to be a lot of like sporty events, concerts, festivals, events, and everything that's going on. And I know that due to the state of this economy, ticket pricing are going into high. But with SeatGeek.com, it's a ticket website where the prices are very reasonable, and especially they have like the color coding system to make sure of like the pricing of the ticket is good, and also with like the seat view as well. Now then, I got a code for y'all. So for first time user of SeatGeek, I'll give you my promo code if you use Sienna Chanel, and you'll save $20 off of your first SeatGeek purchase. So all I can say is use SeatGeek.com if you can able to get the ticket, use that code, and then you'll be good to go. Available on the website and on the app. So thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring this video. Okay, sponsorship out of the way, and don't mind this. I have a pimple patch on because, you know, a girl has a bad breakup. Hopefully we'll clear it up by the time I arrive in Philly. Who knows? So y'all gonna have to deal with this, but that's just me. But anyway, y'all, so we got the final card right here for Stand and Deliver. Really looking forward to it. It's all stacked up. And of course, 7 matches total, including 1 pre-show match, which the main card is going to be in no particular order. But let's go ahead and kick it off with the pre-show match that just announced on the last episode of NXT, the go-home episode before Stand and Deliver. I'm talking about Joe Gacy versus Shawn Spears. So y'all know Shawn Spears finally made his return to NXT a couple weeks ago after being the one that actually like made some cryptic weird message during commercial break. Everybody was speculating who it was, but this is like the best kept secret of them all. Shawn Spears returning to NXT. As y'all know, he used to be Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10, and then he left to go to AEW. That's where he got the chairman and had his short reverted back to as the Perfect 10. And then, of course, he is back and he's keeping that chairman gimmick. So I'm really excited to see him live. As of course, there has been like a few going on with Joe Gacy being involved, even though he was like feuding with Dijak, and then Shawn Spears got involved, and then there's this whole craziness going on too. This is going to be an interesting match, but I honestly feel that this is probably going to be Joe Gacy's final match because I have a feeling that he's probably going to be called up to the main roster. It's probably going to be after Mania or by the time the draft is right around the corner, because as y'all know that last year they brought it back, the WWE draft, like a couple weeks after Mania, and then that happened. So I have a feeling Joe Gacy is going to be the one that's going to be called up to the main roster. So for my pick, I'm going to go with Shawn Spears to be the one that's going to beat Joe Gacy. And that way that's going to be like his first PLE victory since his return to WWE. So that's who I'm going for. We're going to go into the main card right here, and this is going to be in no particular order. So we're going to kick it off with the 6-woman tag team match between the team of Thea Hale, Fallon Haley and Kalani Jordan versus the team of JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dame with Jasmine Nix. So there has been a feud in a brewing ever since Thea Hale did actually kind of recruited JC Jane to Chase U just to save the university. And y'all know about JC Jane trying to help out Thea Hale to reinvent herself, and then all this craziness going on. This whole like, I thought you were my best friend, and then JC ditched for Jasmine Nix, which she was kind of representing Chase U, but kind of sorta. And then you have is Kiana James, who is aligning now with Izzy Dane. So pretty much they're like now a tag team together. And I know they're currently in a feud with Fallon Haley and Kalani Jordan all together. And all these ladies are now feuding with one another, teaming up with everything that's going on. And I'm so happy that Thea Hale is now back to her old self as this high-spirited Chase U. So because like, you know, that gimmick that she was like part of, like being a rebel with JC Jane, kind of didn't work out for the best, but her being like this upbeat, unhinged Chase U student, it's like the best gimmick of them all, personally for me. Fallon Haley, she's doing an amazing job, and of course she is in a feud with Kiana James. As y'all know, they were once NXT Women's Tag Team Champion a year ago, and then this whole situation going on with, you know, Kiana James, Brooke Jensen, Josh Briggs, and Fallon Haley, all this, y'all know what's up. But yeah, and then Kalani Jordan being like the up-and-coming star since her debut last year, and then feuding, of course, with Kiana and Izzy. And as you know, Izzy is like one of the newest stars for this year, and so is, of course, Jasmine Nix, which, of course, she has to be sidelined since Thea Hale break her arm last week, where Jasmine did face Thea Hale. For my pick for this, hopefully this feud is gonna end all be all. I'm actually gonna go with the team of Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan. Hopefully, Andre Chase, Riley Osborne, and Duke Hudson will come out, and Andre is gonna be formally expel JC Jane and possibly Jasmine Nix, both of them, or just JC. Who knows? But I would like to see that happening, especially live, of course. So that's who I'm gonna pick. Next up, you have is the triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship match between the current champ Oba Femi versus Dijak versus Josh Briggs. Oh man, this is gonna be meat after meat after meat. But I'm going to cut short because, as y'all know, there has been a rumor going on. Well, rumor that is part of the allegation, which, by the way, this is a very sensitive topic, as y'all know, about this whole situation going on behind the scenes in WWE. In light of this, I will not talk about it, but if you guys want to know, look it up on Twitter or Google. But Josh Briggs is under fire, so no. But I'm going to go with my pick. I feel like for him, he's definitely going to be having an incredible run. And especially like he just won the title not too long ago. And I think that he should be continue on to have like a breakout star for this year. I'm going with Oba Femi to retain the title. As far as for Dijak, honestly, it's time for him to get called up. That's all I got to say for it. So going with Oba Femi to retain. Next up, you have is the NXT Tag Team Championship match between the current champ, the War Dogs, which is consisted of Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier. So as y'all know, on the last episode of NXT, Nathan Frazier and Axiom did defeated LWO, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde, and the OC, Gallows and Anderson, just to go to the finals, and then now they're facing them. And I think this is like the right call because Axiom and Nathan Frazier, they're homegrown talent in NXT. And regarding with Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker, y'all know that I believe it was a month ago, Braun Breaker's officially now in the main roster on the SmackDown brand. He did sign the contract, and lo and behold, he's now officially on SmackDown. So I think this is it, that the War Dogs, unfortunately, they're going to have to drop the title. And so far, Axiom and Nathan Frazier are going to be the one that's going to win the NXT Tag Team Champion. So that way, Braun Breaker will be focusing more on the SmackDown brand. And Baron Corbin, I mean, have Baron Corbin go for like the heavyweight title, but we'll get into that in just a moment. So that's who I'm going to pick though. And next up, you have the NXT Women's Championship match between the current champ, Lyra Valkyria versus the newly heel, unhinged Roxanne Perez. And oh my god, Roxanne Perez is full-blown heel. She's more of like the anti, role model that she wanted to get that title where like she wanted back, and like after opportunity she had enough. Lyra Valkyria, however, I feel that she did a pretty decent job as the NXT Women's Champion, but there's gonna be more to it. And I'm kind of conflicted of my pick, but I have a feeling that I'm going to go with Lyra Valkyria to retain a title. And regarding with Roxanne Perez, because of her heel run, and she's doing an amazing job, especially her time with NXT. And yes, I'm going to say this. I feel that Roxanne Perez is going to be the one that's going to get called up to the main roster brand. And, it's going to be kind of like, something that's going to be foreshadowing, especially where on the last episode of NXT, she did run into Natalia, where Natalia is actually accompanying Carmen Petrovic for her match. So I just have a feeling Roxanne's just going to be focusing on, it's just like, just getting ready to be called up to the main roster anytime soon. So I'm going to go with Lyra Valkyria to retain the title. And then next up you have is the NXT Championship match between the current champ Ilya Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo. And as you all know, Tony D'Angelo did win a couple weeks ago to be the #1 contender for the NXT Championship match. And this whole like promo and segment with Tony D'Angelo and the family, it's like chef's kiss, rating more of the mafia-esque type, which he did just recruited Luca Cristofino as his concierge or something like that. The family was one of my favorite stable at the moment in NXT. So Tony D'Angelo doing an amazing job. Regarding with Ilya Dragunov, I know there has been conflicting report about when Ilya is going to get called up, and unfortunately it said that he's not going to get called up anytime soon. But with that being said, I'm kind of again conflicted of it. But it looks like if the report is true, then you know what? Have Ilya Dragunov to retain the title. I mean, I would love to see Tony D be the champion, but it's not the right time. So again, I'm going with Ilya Dragunov to retain the title. And then lastly, the main event match, Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams. Two best friends have been in the NXT brand for 2 years. Starting with Trick Williams being a hype man for Carmelo Hayes, and then going on and on. It's been elevating to Trick, going solo. You thought they were going to be a tag team, but no. Melo betrayed him at Vengeance Day, and then everything went folded. And this has been one of the very best compelling storyline in the NXT in a long time. And I'm really excited. So for my pick, and it's going to be a no-brainer because I have a feeling one of them is actually going to be getting ready to get called up anytime soon in the main roster. So it's a no-brainer though. And plus both guys are more over, not just on NXT, but also in the main roster too. But for my pick, I have a feeling he's definitely going to get his revenge, and especially just to end the friendship once and for all. So I'm going with Trick Williams, and I can't wait to sing Whoop That Trick without the Booker T ad-libs. Someone already did the Booker T ad-libs, but yeah, just saying. And for Melo, like I said, he's getting ready to get called up hopefully after Mania or by the time the draft is right around the corner. So I'm going to go over one more time with my pick, and it's kind of going to be a little bit mixed up too because I kind of don't remember where I go in no particular order. But yeah, so anyway, for the kickoff pre-show match, I got Shawn Spears over Joe Gacy. And for the main card, I got the 6-women tag team match. I got Thea, Fallon, and Kalani over JC, Kiana, and Izzy. Then for the NXT North American Championship match, I got Oba Femi to retain over Josh Briggs and Dijak. Then for the NXT Tag Team Championship match, I got Axiom and Nathan Frazier as new champ over the War Dogs. For the NXT Women's Championship match, I got Lyra Valkyria retain over Roxanne Perez. For the NXT Championship match, I got Ilya Dragunov retain over Tony D'Angelo. And for the possible main event match, I got Trick Williams over Carmelo Hayes. And that is it for the NXT Stand and Deliver prediction video. Let me know what you think of your picks. Who do you got? Are you guys going to be at Philly for Mania weekend? So if you guys are going to be going to NXT Stand and Deliver, please feel free to say hi or take a selfie with me. I don't mind it at all. So yeah, anyway, comment down below, like this video, and share. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for notification for when I'll be dropping new videos. Also, make sure to follow me on all social media platforms. All the information will be in a down description bar below. And again, thank you so much to SeatGeek for sponsoring the video once again. And that does it, y'all. So anyway, this is your girl, Sienna Chanel, or SC for short. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day, night, evening, or whichever the case would be. And happy WrestleMania weekend, y'all. Take care, and etc., y'all.